in the end, you want to get your lead or prospect sharing as much information as they can with you, right?
And the only way to do that is through open-ended questions and literally soliciting the information from them.
And then you just listen. Listening
just listen.
Is the best.
And then both of us just start going writing notes.
Yeah.
So we just got off of a call with a potential lead. It's pretty hot, I would say, but it's not a contract. It's not a deal yet. It's a lead. What's the difference between a lead and a deal?
I like to say we have like prospects and then we have leads, and you break down leads into like different types of leads, right? So we have like a super hot lead. That's like a seller that is ready to sign a contract.
Hits all 4 pillars, ready to go.
Right.
Yeah.
Then we'll have like a warm lead where, you know, there is motivation there, but you know it's going to take some time.
They're not quite ready. There's outside circumstances still being worked out.
Right. You got to nurture that lead for a little bit. And then a cold lead where...
Just no.
I mean, not necessarily a no, but as close to a no as you can be, where there's still some sort of hope.
Where they didn't tell you to fuck off.
They didn't tell you to fuck off, and you're following up with these people maybe once every month, 2 months, 3 months.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
a cold lead.
Okay, so before we went to California on our trip to Santa Cruz, where we went camping with a family, we got a call. Well, actually, I got hit up in Facebook Messenger and on Instagram from a fellow sub 2 student that is from Hawaii, but she lives in Florida. And we connected at Clever Investor in Vegas, and she still has family that lives here, owns property here, and they're in a situation where it's a probate situation and they're trying to sell it. And she was essentially just being like, hey, are you guys interested buyers? Here's the situation. So we got a few phone calls, and then today, well, let me backtrack a little bit.
Yeah.
While we were in California, we got access to the property. I sent my brother, who's on our team. He's our project manager. He's also partners for equity splits on deals. He went and walked the property and took photos and assessed condition and possible course of action to have highest and best use of property, etc. And then today we jumped on a phone call with the girl.
Yeah. So, I mean, you mentioned probate sale. I think we should just talk a little bit about that. So in this specific situation, it was an aunt's house.
Right.
Right. The aunt passed away and the property went into probate.
And the girl who reached out, fellow sub 2 student, she's not a girl. She's a lady, lovely lady.
Yeah. She actually joined sub 2 the same time that we did.
Yeah.
Long time ago. We've known her for a long time.
Yeah. I think once you're from Hawaii, you just kind of connect, right? Like we just connect on a different level.
Totally.
But her brother has been living in the property and for years and years and years. And he, along with, I don't know if it's 6 or 5, but there's a total of 6 people have rights to that property.
Right.
So it has to go through probate.
So wait, probate, what is it? Like probate basically comes down to if somebody passes away, it's the process that the property has to go through to delineate who is next in line for that property.
It's a process to have the next person inherit it, right? And claim full ownership and then be able to provide clear and equitable title to that property to somebody else. So to convey...
Giving the new person the ability to sell the property. Yeah.
And a lot of times when you go through probate, probate means you're dealing with attorneys and sometimes you are dealing with land court.
Yeah, it's a process, judicial process. Yeah. That has to happen.
And it can be quick and it can be long.
Well, I mean, sometimes these properties with the owners that pass away, maybe they don't have a clear will or a trust.
And that's where it gets complicated and it takes a lot longer. So that's why we're really big advocates for having clear wills, clear trusts that outline exactly what needs to happen with your assets in the event that you die, so that there is a no-brainer and it happens quickly.
Yeah,
and trusts and wills actually should be able to.
You avoid probate.
You avoid probate.
You don't have
altogether.
to go through probate. Probate is a process that happens when there isn't that clear.
Yeah.
Delineation.
So if y'all need a good estate planning attorney, let me know.
Yeah, we got you.
I got you.
Yep. So for this one, we already know the 6 people that have interest. Today on the phone call, we actually found out who the executor is.
Yeah.
So the
Who's
person
handling the probate
that has the power to make the decisions for the 6 people.
Right. So we just basically got on the phone with her, said, we went to the property while we were in California. We confirmed the condition, which was exactly what she said it was, where the house is not new. It needs work, but it's not to the point where it's a complete tear down. So it's like in original, somewhat distressed condition, I would say.
The perfect kind of property that we like.
Perfect kind of property we would like.
Yeah.
I think the thing that we're playing around with is it would be a value add, which all of our properties are, but value add in the sense where we actually have to add square footage to make the deal make sense. Do you agree with that statement?
Yeah, I think so. For this situation, and we're going to get very clear, because on the call today, we set up another call with the executor and our contact. And we're gonna talk about what the next steps exactly are, because every situation is different, and every probate or every estate has different things in place for when they're going to sell the property. So we may need to get an appraisal on this property, but whatever the case may be, it's a small house, but it's in a super good area.
And we've done deals in this area.
So we know that in order to get the highest and best ARV out of this house, we have to add square footage.
Right. So the purpose of the phone call this morning was to, confirm that we went to the property, that, we agree with condition, and then to really determine what those next steps are that you talked about. And you just straight up asked her, what are the next steps?
The best question to ask a potential, a lead or a prospect is always, what do you feel like the next steps are? And
what did she say?
She said, okay, well, I think the next steps are we get on the phone with this guy, Daryl. She also told us that there are potentially some liens on the property that we're going to have to take care of.
Yeah. It's such a good open-ended question. Because you put it right back on to the lead source or the seller to just unravel, and they just start talking, and you get so much more information than you would be like, okay, so here's what I think the next steps are.
Right.
So
because we know roughly what the next steps are. We know that
in a broad way,
But in the end, you want to get your lead or prospect sharing as much information as they can with you, right?
And the only way to do that is through open-ended questions and literally soliciting the information from them.
Yeah, and then you just listen. Listening is the best.
And then both of us just start going writing notes.
Yeah.
Which when you asked that, what are the next steps, she brought up that before in other conversations, she didn't bring up that there was this executor person involved, right? So we got him. We got another conversation on what the brother who's living in the house needs to vacate the home, right? And how we can help the brother. You also found out that there's liens against the property, that there's no mortgage. So just a lot of information that you need.
Right. And then the cool thing is we also found out where the brother wants to go, because that's one of the biggest hurdles is going to be the brother has a ton of stuff in there. He's lived there for a really long time. What is going to happen with him? Like, where is he going to go next? How can we facilitate that or help him to, make that transition?
Yeah.
And we found out he wants to go to Vegas. We have connections in Vegas, so it's just another another way that we can add and bring value to them is by potentially helping them find a place to live in Vegas as well.
Yeah. So, I mean, the conversation ended with, we're going to reach out to the brother to speak to him directly about how we can help him and what his needs are, what his goals are, because he's living in the property. And then the second thing we got out of it was we're going to speak to, and the introduction will be made tomorrow morning between us, our lady friend sub 2, and the executor of the will and who's handling the probate. So, TBD.
TBD, and this is literally just, the process that you kind of have to go through when you're dealing with a potential lead.
And nothing could come of this. We don't know, right? But it's just a process that, like you said, that you literally go through and just have, it's just conversations and taking action of actually physically going to the property. And
the goal is to have a pipeline full of these leads, right?
Yeah.
Because yes, this could go nowhere.
Or it could convert to a contract in a day.
Exactly.
You just don't know. But you won't know and find out if you don't have leads and you aren't having conversations.
Right.
So
we'll keep you posted.
Yeah.
That's it.